say, ooh, Lord. Yeah. Everybody sing, ooh, Lord. Yeah. We want on that team, we can, ooh, Lord. Yeah. You've been so long. You didn't let me shuffle. She didn't hear me. Mommy, don't move from Eddie Dibia. Ujao mi konsiwa ehojo. Namanu yasha mi kirama. Ujao mi konsiwa ehojo. Namanu yasha mi kirama. Enti misuro anajubo bombiara. Misuro anajubo bombiara. Nonne makucham Nyanni muanije Ninu nasina metina I feel blessed when I'm wrapped up in your love, dancing to my gospel song. Feel blessed, I feel blessed, 'cause your promises are sure. They are here and amen. Feel blessed, I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. Feel blessed, let me hear you feel safe and blessed. Feel blessed, I feel blessed when your mantle is upon my life. I can dance like David dance. We want on that team, we can, ooh, Lord. Blessed. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
to me.
Says who?
I have a right over him. Auntie Sarah, did you tell me that?
Sarah, you told her what? When? Hey. Silly girl. Don't mind her.
I refuse to allow you to hurt him.
Okay. Let's try this your way. You, young lady, come on. I'm wasting my time. Full stop. Move! Bitch! Get out of here.
Fifi! Fifi!
Hey,
Fifi!
he will not wake up to relief.
Fifi!
Hey, is that all you can do to protect your husband?
Dear God! Come, please do something before they kill my husband. Please don't let them kill my husband. Side. You evil spirit, go away in Jesus' name.
Sarah! She mentioned that name. I thought she didn't know anything. She doesn't.
Kangaroos can only move forward, never backward. Our people believe strongly in the kangaroo, as it too is our belief to only move forward. Like thunder, the emu, or as we say, the marion, is another animal that only moves forward. Aborigine men look up to the emu as the highest father figure, as it will incubate its eggs and raise its young. We, as Aborigine men, must follow the teachings of the marion and rise up to nurture our young, so that you too may be inspired to only move forward.
My favorite move down. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah.
Thought-provoking, motivational, inspirational, attitude, values, faith, soul-inspiring content, value for money. New Look, the magazine that reports on our values, attitudes, and faith for discerning people. Rover Report Monthly Magazine. Get your copies from all Shell shops, Total shops, and a supermarket near you. Or call 0302-231188 for subscription.
Honey, I have laid the bed. Baby, honey, tomorrow I have a meeting. I have a business meeting tomorrow.
Sir? Oh,
Here, take this.
Get the best-selling novels, The Deal, and Perfect Couple by Uncle White at 40 Ghana cedis each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for your copies. Thought-provoking, motivational, inspirational, attitude, values, faith, soul-inspiring content, value for money. New Look, the magazine that reports on our values, attitudes, and faith for discerning people. Rover Report Monthly Magazine. Get your copies from all Shell shops, Total shops, and a supermarket near you. Or call 0302-231188 for subscription.
Honey, I have laid the bed. Baby, honey, tomorrow I have a meeting. I have a business meeting tomorrow.
Sir? Oh, sweetheart. Here, take this.
Hello, welcome to the 23rd edition of Encore, the platform on which we discuss all things love, marriage, and sex. They call me Uncle White. I am a playwright, a novelist, and I'm the publisher of a magazine called Rover Report Monthly. I'm also the CEO of Roverman Productions, and I am very much committed to helping you become your best self. This month, I have been presenting a series that I call Common Sense Marriage. It is a series I'm going to stay with for the rest of August. In this series, I don't intend to teach you anything new, but just to remind all of us what we already know, but are either not working with or have forgotten. And it is important that we relearn what we already know, because life does not punish us for what we don't know. Life punishes us for what we know or should know that we are not working with. So, do make it a point to stay with me right through for the other parts of the series in the coming weeks, and you'll be amazed at what you already know. In this episode of Common Sense Marriage, I am treating a topic, will you have an affair? And I want to thank you very much for staying and for logging on, for being with us. I don't take the fact that you stay with me for granted. And I hope that you would invite your friends to join us in this platform. So, will you have an affair? If you have never had an affair, I'm sure this question irritates you. I'm sure it offends you. And you are likely to go like, me, have an affair, God forbid. Well, most people will swear that they will never and can never have an affair. And it is precisely because of this false confidence that many people are caught in affairs. You see, those who are sure they will never and can never have an affair are those who are often caught in the web of an affair. I have had the honor of sharing the pain of many people who have been caught in this web of an affair. And I can tell you that none of them ever thought that they would have an affair. Most of those caught in affairs condemned affairs and those caught in affairs before they themselves found themselves in an affair. You see, we often don't know ourselves that well enough. Remember Peter in the Bible? When he swore to Jesus that if anyone deserted him, he, Peter, would not desert him, he was serious about it. He thought he knew himself well enough to vouch for himself that he would never deny Jesus. And that is where the problem is, when we think we know ourselves, but we often overestimate our strength. So, will you have an affair? Let me begin by addressing some myths about affairs. 1. People who have affairs are unhappy in their marriages. Helen Fisher, biological anthropologist from Rutgers University, found that 34% of women who had affairs were happy or very happy in their marriages. 56% of men who have affairs were happy or very happy in their marriages. It may baffle you, but some of the people, both men and women, who have affairs are happy in their marriages. Myth number 2. Serious, devoted Christians don't have affairs. A Christianity Today survey, and those of you who do not know Christianity Today, it is a magazine, it's one of the most important Christian magazines in the world. And their survey found that 23% of the 300 pastors who responded to the survey admitted to sexually inappropriate behavior with someone other than their wives while still in the ministry. Myth number 3. People who have affairs are bad, terrible, and evil. This is also a myth. The fact is, none of us is immune to affairs. Oh, thank God not all of us will have affairs, but all of us can have affairs. All of us are at risk. According to the Journal of Psychology and Christianity, as many as 65% of men and 55% of women will have an extramarital affair by the time they are 40. And I'm looking at the faces around here at all those under 40 guys, and I'm telling them, Charlie, watch it. It's on the way. Now, with the myths out of the way, let us look at those are the risk factors, those of us who are at the highest, who have the highest risk of an affair. So I'm going to give you 20 things that put you at risk, or 20 traits that can make you have an affair. Now, as I present them, and remember, 20 points, I would like you to ask yourself, do I fall into any of them? And 2, is my spouse in any of them? After this, we shall look at how you can minimize your risk of falling into an affair. So, are you ready? Here we go, 20 points. 1, do you feel insecure in your relationship and in your body, and with your body? Especially with your looks. Those who feel insecure keep looking for it from other people. If they don't get the affirmation from their partner, they are open to receive it from anyone who offers it. Let me give you an illustration. You see, those who feel insecure and don't feel good about themselves, they are like people holding empty wine glass and walking around. All they need is to meet someone with a bottle of wine who is prepared to share. And it happens. 2, does your partner give you the impression that he or she does not find you attractive anymore? The fact is that most people who have affairs do so because they wanted to see if they still had it, if they were still attractive to someone, especially if their partners have stopped noticing or desiring them. 3, has your spouse done something to hurt you deeply and you cannot get past it? One of the common reasons people have an affair is to get even. A partner does something to hurt the other party, and the offended or hurt party seeks revenge in an affair, especially when the partner who caused offense does not seem genuinely sorry for what he has done. 4, are you in an abusive relationship? If you are in especially a verbally abusive relationship, you are at great risk. Abuse of any kind erodes our self-worth, and anyone with a poor self-worth is at risk of an affair. 5, do you expect your spouse to make you happy? If you're in a relationship because you are expecting your partner to make you happy and you don't feel happy, you are at risk of looking for happiness from anyone and from anything that seems to offer it. We need to understand that no one can make us happy. If we seek it from anyone or anything, we will be bitterly disappointed. 6, are you in your late 30s and 40s? Are you in your late 30s or 40s? Then watch out for what we call midlife crisis. Midlife crisis hits between our late 30s and our 40s. And it makes us do crazy things, including making us very susceptible to an affair. 7, did you marry for sex? There are people who married simply because they could not control their sexual desires and they thought marriage would help them. Well, I have news for you. Bad news. Marriage is a poor panacea for an out-of-control sexual desire. And if sex was the main drive for you getting married, then you are at a very high risk of an affair. 8, are you emotionally dependent on your spouse? If you are, and especially if you're not getting the emotional support that you need from your partner, you will take it from anyone who offers it to you. 9, do you have friends who don't care about values and virtue? If you have, then sooner or later, they will get you to have an affair. You see, friends like that make it seem cool to have an affair, and don't underestimate what kind of influence they can exert on you. 10, do you hate being alone? And have you not learned how to deal with loneliness? Do you hate being alone? And at the same time, you have not learned how to deal with loneliness. Loneliness is a powerful force for messing up. A lot of people who have affairs did so when they felt very lonely, either on a trip or a trip out of town, or even at home with their spouse, either away or simply unavailable. 11, in your marriage, did you settle for the second best or even the third best? If the person you are married to was not your first choice, then you are at risk, so watch it. 12, do you and your ex yearn for each other and communicate that yearning to each other? Look, don't underestimate this. If you have an ex and you're always calling each other or WhatsApping and telling each other how you miss each other, you may not have done it yet, but watch it. You are at great risk, and every day you prolong this, you increase your risk. 13, were you pressured to marry? If you were, the chances are that you are not happy in your marriage and you may be looking for something more exciting than what your marriage offers you. 14, did you marry your wife to cover pregnancy? If you will not have married your wife but for the pregnancy, then it is possible that you are still resentful about your marriage and you are at a very high risk of an affair. 15, does your job entail a lot of traveling and conferences? Then watch it. Traveling for either business or conference or even for funerals offer great opportunities for an affair, and we should be mindful of that. 16, are you an admiration junkie? Are you an admiration junkie? An admiration junkie is someone who craves for attention and admiration. Such people go wherever they can get admiration. 17. Did any of your parents have an affair or are still having an affair? Or are any of your role models having an affair? Then watch it. You may hate their behavior, but you stand at risk of repeating it. 18. Have you become the confidant of someone of the opposite sex who shares his or her marital problems with you? There is an intimacy that develops when someone turns to you and opens up to you with his or her personal problems, especially marital issues. So, just be careful. You and that person are on very slippery grounds. 19. Is your job stressful, but your spouse does not provide any sort of emotional support for you, but someone else does? If so, then watch it. And finally, 20. And this, I'm sure, is going to create a lot of controversy at home. So please listen to it with an open mind. Here we go. 20. Do you live with a maidservant or a sister-in-law who is in her teens or above, and your wife is often not at home or out of town? Then please be careful. Well, we have just gone through 20 risk factors for an affair. Now that we know what puts us at risk, let us look at how we can minimize the risk and save ourselves from the pain, the embarrassment, the shame, and the disaster of an affair. Here we go. 1, love yourself. Stop comparing yourself to anyone. Accept your body and continue to take care of yourself. 2, don't think that you are above having an affair. So take precautions all the time. 3, develop a very strong and positive self-image or sense of self-worth. Let your sense of self-worth be independent of what your partner or anyone says or does to you. 4, fill your life with things you love doing. As the saying goes, the devil finds work for idle hands. People who are bored are like I said, you remember the first thing I said, are people going around with empty wine glasses. They are looking for somebody with a bottle of wine who is willing to share. 5, be the right kind of spouse for your partner. Just as you have your risk, so does your spouse. And some of your partner's risk, you hold the key to minimizing. So, learn to affirm and support your spouse. And in so doing, you create a stronger bond in your marriage that may save you from an affair. 6, cultivate a closer walk with God. If you know God is with you wherever you go, then you'll be careful with what you think, what you say, and what you do. So, take Bible reading and even Bible study, your personal Bible study, seriously, and develop a strong personal prayer life. 7, don't be too quick to make yourself a counselor to someone of the opposite sex who has a relationship issue. I'll repeat this. Don't be too quick to become the counselor for someone of the opposite sex who has relationship issues. Because in their sharing it with you and you trying to help them out, a certain bond develops. And that is a very powerful bond. 8, watch what you do when you travel. If you travel with colleagues of the opposite sex and you are staying in a hotel, don't allow any of them to spend too long in your room. And you too, don't go and spend too long in their rooms. Because nobody has an affair people don't have an affair when they want to have an affair. People have affairs because they didn't think they would have an affair. So these are some of the things that could get you. 9, don't assume that you are safe with a married person. A lot of people get swept into an affair because they assume that the person to whom they were getting close was married. and will not want to do anything with them. Many learn too late that you are not always safe with a married person, even a happily married person. And 10, don't take chances with any member of the opposite sex, no matter who they are and what the nature of your relationship with them is. Don't take chances. No matter who the person is, please be on your guard. So, I've given you 20 risk factors, and I've given 10 possible means of reducing and minimizing our risk. So, let me ask for the final time. Will you have an affair? If you have learned anything from this presentation, I hope your answer goes like this. May God have mercy on me and sustain and protect me. I wish you an affair-free life. And now we'll take a little break, and when we come back, I'll be ready to take your questions.
Your loving partner would be no worse enemy. Your sweet lover would become your killer. Some will eat and sleep with you. They turn around one marry upon you. Didn't you say you don't love her? And now you say that you need her.
Thank you very much for staying with us. We've just gone through some 20 risk factors and 10 risk minimizing things that you could do to save you from having an affair. Before I take your questions, let me remind you that my next play is The Comeback. It will be showing at the National Theatre on September 2nd and 3rd, and will be repeated the week after at the same venue. I hope we'll be able to see you. If you are in Accra, let us see you. We have some tickets out there in the outlets already. We call them early birds. And if you make the purchase today, you'll get a ticket for 60 instead of 80. After today, you'll be buying the same ticket for 80 cedis. So make use of the discount that we are offering. And I hope we'll see you at the National Theatre on the 2nd and 3rd of September for The Comeback. You would enjoy it. And now, we're ready to go. Last week we started something. I decided to give the animals in my zoo the chance to join in and participate in it. And we're going to do that today. So, guys and lady, any of you with any issue, make yourself appear on camera and let us hear you. So that when we are laughing at you, we know exactly who we are laughing at. All right.
Uncle, what if it's given to you on a silver platter?
The affair is given to you on silver platter?
Yes.
Or you take it on silver platter.
It's actually off.
Well, whether you were given or you go for it, it's an affair, isn't it? It's still an affair. It doesn't minimize it. All right. Any other? All right. Are we ready with the questions then? Let's roll.
Uncle, what should you do when you feel insecure?
One of the points I said is love yourself. Don't let circumstances and people determine whether you feel secure or not. Be secure in your own skin. It is not the relationship that is making you insecure. It is not your partner. You feel it within. And you would have to realize that you may not be like anybody else, but you are okay. You may not be as handsome or beautiful as you think you should have been, but you are okay. And once you develop that and know that you are lovely and there is something in you somebody would love, I think you will minimize your insecurity.
Uncle, how do you avoid being emotionally dependent on your partner?
Don't seek your happiness from anybody. Make yourself responsible for your own happiness. Seek fulfillment in the things you love. So keep on doing. Go look out for things you love and do them. And you will realize that because you are doing things that you love, you really don't need your partner to be there all the time for you. You'll be fine. All right. I think one of my guys has been bold enough to ask a question. So there you see him on your screen. His name is Elijah. Are you going to call down fire?
Uncle, no, not this time.
All right. Okay.
Uncle, please, you made mention that those of us below 40,
late 30s,
late 30s
40s, yes.
and 40s, are more
susceptible
to having
yes.
an affair. Uncle, why?
It's called midlife crisis. Midlife crisis is where, especially men, begin to feel that life has left them behind. They begin to get a little bit dissatisfied with the progress they've made in life. Career-wise, they've risen to a certain point and stress levels are high. That is the point also where they're having issues at home because the marriage is now beginning to stabilize, and so there are all kinds of issues coming up. And now they begin to look for affirmation outside. One mark of it is that they begin to dress very well. And they begin to use a lot of perfume, you know, and they begin to be a little bit more Yankee-like, you know, in their lives. It's called midlife crisis. And it can make you do all kinds of crazy things.
Uncle, does this apply to female?
Yes, it does, but not that much, because female, you have your own. You will hate your menopause. But yes, midlife crisis is for all of us. Women also.
Akwesi Boachi says, what do couples who are in a long-distance relationship do to keep themselves safe, since this is also a serious prone of affairs?
Yeah, Akwesi, it is indeed serious. So begin to make plans and reduce how long you're going to be apart. And if it is possible to link up as often as you can, please do so. And in the meanwhile, fill your life with so much that you are too busy to have the opportunity to mess up. Right. There is another one of the zoo, members of the zoo on camera right now, and he's Ni Saki. Well, Ni.
Uncle, when does it become an affair? Is it when you are telling each other I love you, or it's when you're having sex with a person, or it's when you're just spending much more time with a person? Can the relationship that leads to an affair be defined in this particular circumstance?
I think you are trying to make a distinction between an emotional affair and the actual one. There are people who say that there are people who are exchanging all kinds of messages and have become emotionally dependent upon people, and they are looking for emotional kicks in WhatsApping and things like that. And they will tell you, well, nobody is hurt. We haven't really done it. Well, it is also an affair. Emotional affair is an affair. That's why it's called emotional affair. Whenever you develop a relationship, that reduces your availability to the person in your life. You are having an affair. Whenever you are having a relationship or connection with somebody, that reduces the level of emotional availability you have for your partner. You are having an affair.
From Perry Ellis. Uncle, is it advisable as a young couple to have a house help?
In our modern time, in these days, no, you may not be able to avoid it, especially if both of you are working and are busy with your career. You need someone, and the children are young, you need someone to be there. But just be aware of the risk factor, having a house help at home.
J says, thanks, Uncle Ebo. So if even one of these points can put me at risk of an affair, then Eradibe is still no.
Indeed, Eradibe is still no. You are right. Indeed. That's why you remember the last point I made is that I hope we begin to answer, God have mercy on me and sustain me.
From Nana Kujo. Uncle, older women like my mom's age always come to me for advice on what to do when their husband, especially the ones that cheat on them. I always tell them to pray about it, or better still, talk to their pastors. Am I at risk?
Is this person a male or female?
Male.
And hey, my brother, you do well. Oh. Sugar mummies, how many of them? Sugar mummies are great, but watch it. Yes, be careful too. The good thing is that you may not really feel an attraction there, but again, be careful. Like I said, don't assume you are safe with anybody of the opposite sex.
Aban says, what are the signs to look out for in friends who may want to have an affair with you when you have genuine mind towards them?
If they are members of the opposite sex, that's all the sign you need. That is all the sign you need. Oh, if they are members of the opposite sex, full stop.
From Nesbeth, what do you do when you have too many female friends who you are very close with?
Hey, Mr. Hot, you are hot, eh? Well, you should understand that some of them, not all of them, may have the same good intentions. Just be careful. But you know, quite often when we have a lot of women around us, it's because we ourselves we need help. We become admiration junkies. The reason why you're entertaining all of them around you is because they make you feel good. So be honest about it, and watch it.
Good day, Uncle. My fiancée says she wants to be pregnant before we marry, but I object to that idea anytime she brings it up. Our relationship is a long-distance one. What should I do?
Your fiancée is not too sure that you'll come back and marry her. That's why she wants this to tie you down. So just assure her of what she means to you. And I think, you are right, wait, a pregnancy before marriage is not the way to go. It's not the best.
From Miss Huega, then when work takes your time and reduces your emotional availability, then that is a work affair.
Well, that's a fair point.
Mami Araba Amwa says, how do you stop social media from interfering in the time you spend with your spouse?
Is that the question?
Yes, that's the question.
No, I suspect the person knows what to do. If you're asking this question, you know what to do.
Uncle, is it advisable to confront your partner when you suspect he is having an affair? From Christine.
Do you have all the facts?
No, just
because sometimes the suspicion of an affair can bring an affair on. The point I'm saying is that your partner may not be having the affair, but your constant accusation may make the affair happen. Indeed, there have been cases where affairs have happened because a spouse who suspected that there was an affair going on goes to the other party and warns the person to stay off his or her spouse. And then an affair happens. Because once you do that, you create an environment that makes affair very easy.
Uncle, my girlfriend communicates with her ex-guy. Please, can this affect our relationship?
Oh, it is already affecting it. That's why you're asking. And I think that people should minimize what contact they make with their ex. There's a good reason why your ex is called ex. Let them stay in the past.
Uncle, I made that mistake 2 months before my marriage, and I'm still suffering the effects. Thank you, Uncle Ebo. Nana.
Nana, I pray that God helps you to get out of it. Remember, the mistake you made should not define you, and it should not be your end. So pick yourself up and look forward to a much better future. And I wish you all the best.
My princess, please, what is the difference between a man being in love with you and he being in lust?
I have other questions, clarifying questions to ask, but I'm not too sure I'll get the answers. Is this a man that you are hoping you could settle with, or this somebody just looking that you are not too sure what his motives are? Because if you're already in a relationship and it's not with this person, then it doesn't matter. The answer to that does not matter. But if this is somebody you're hoping to build a relationship with, then it's only a question of time. Time is what makes a difference between what is lust and what is love.
Thank you, Uncle. What's the best way to cut off close female friends, but doing it in a nice way?
Look for the occasions that bring you together, whether phone or something, and then continually be less available on the phone. If it's WhatsApp or email, whatever it is, if you do not respond as quickly as you receive them, gradually it will die. I think they will get a message. If it is a matter of you visiting them, then cut down on the visits. If it's a question of you giving compliments every time you see them, then go on compliment curfew. Don't issue any compliments anymore. And they will get a message, and they would move on and look for another person who would play that role for them.
From Elijah, how do we avoid being an admiration junkie? Is it not good to feel good about oneself?
It is good to feel good about yourself, but if it comes from people feeling good about you, that's where you become an admiration junkie. And so to avoid becoming an admiration junkie, feel good about yourself, even when nobody seems to be noticing you. Instead of going around courting attention and doing things to bring people to admire you.
Does it mean that once the person becomes an ex, there's no way you can go back to the person? In this case, where both of you are not in relationships, Mr. Saki.
Or then in that case, they never say die. You know, you never know. If both of you are available, and you never know. Maybe you may gain a little bit more maturity and realize that, hey, let's go back to each other. There is this guy, this celebrity, who actually divorced. He and the wife divorced for a number of years, and then later on went back and married each other because they realized that they were too messed up for anybody else. So they decided to go back to each other.
See, Uncle, how is trust built in a long-distance relationship, since that can prevent affairs?
For a long well, I hope you knew the person well enough before distance separated you. So if you trusted a person enough and a person gave you enough grounds to trust them, then continue with that, and I think you'll be fine.
Albi says, please, what is your view about casual relationships?
Casual relationship, like you meet people in the street and say, hi, hello. Is that a casual relationship? Or are you talking about casual sex? Is that what we're talking about? So let her come back and give us a little bit more information.
From Nanefia, Uncle, how do you talk or deal with a partner who has too many female friends and at a point feel he might flirt with some?
Stop talking about it, because the more you talk about it, the more you push him that way. But then, anyone listening, be careful how many female friends, opposite sex friends you have, because it is not always for free.
Liz says, Uncle, can a spouse leave you to stay at a different place because you have wronged them? Not even a call to find out how you are faring.
Wow. I hope you and your spouse would find you find it in your hearts to work out whatever it is that has separated you. It doesn't help, but he's done it or she's done it. If you need to send people, get people to come in to help the two of you deal with this, I think it will help you.
From Mommy. Uncle, I met this guy at a shop who happened to be the shop boy, and now I found myself dating this guy for a month now. He proposed and even took me to his parents. I am a banker and earn 10 times what he's paid. I love him, but I feel he's pretending to love me because of money and comfortability, because I have 2 rooms self-contained, and he comes around and feels very comfortable at home. I am 28 years and he's 31 years.
Mommy, I'm going to prophesy. I suspect that the two of you have gone beyond just being friends. I suspect that something else has come into the relationship that is clouding your judgment. Can you see yourself taking this guy to an end-of-year party of your bank? And if people ask him what he does, how are you going to answer? How are you going to answer? Can you see yourself in the long term, 5 years from now, looking up to this person in admiration and with respect? Are you condemning yourself to taking care of this boy for the rest of your life and the children when they do come? Something is clouding your judgment. And I think it's unfortunate.
Uncle, please. You only talk to your ex on his or her birthday. Is this also wrong?
Why do you feel a sense of responsibility to talk to your ex on the birthday? Why? Why? Is your ex? Let him say your ex. No, I won't take the question from Candace. Candace, he's just coming to make to make war. I'm not interested in his war.
This one is valid.
This is from Dede. Is it the best option to confront someone of having an affair with your spouse, or you need to speak to your partner?
You'll be very foolish to confront someone of having an affair with your spouse, because in doing that, you actually pour fuel on the fire. Anyone who does that, it doesn't end well. It doesn't end well. Don't do it. You don't have a problem with a person having an affair with your spouse. Your problem should be with your spouse who is having the affair.
This is a follow-up from Nana, who mentioned that she made a mistake 2 months ago before marriage.
Yeah.
She says, Uncle, I have put myself together, but my husband refers me to that any time there's a heated argument. I sometimes wonder if it was right for me to have told him this before we married.
It wasn't right for you to have told him before you married, but now that you've told him, don't worry about him bringing it up. Do you know what skeletons are hidden in his own cupboard? So whenever he brings it up, you've moved on. Let it slide. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It doesn't define you. If he's going to stay in your past, let him. But you move into your future.
From Pearl. Uncle, please, how do you handle a guy who has too many female friends and is an admiration junkie and says, Sana Mitie, I only have female friends?
I hope he grows. You are dating a kid, and I hope he matures and grows.
Alfred Watson says, Uncle, what should I do if a strange woman who is married wants me to date her?
Oh, Alfred. Alfred, have you eaten today at all? Go and get a good meal and get a good night's rest, and I hope that you wake up with a little bit more perspective on this matter. I don't think you need me to talk to on this issue.
From Ni, what do you do when the new managing director in your firm is your ex?
Oh.
And you're supposed to assist him in his role?
Whoa, God have mercy on both of you. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Especially if he hasn't gotten over you. It's going to be very interesting. Because power, whenever you have power over somebody, or somebody has power over you, things could happen. And so I hope God intervenes and helps the two of you.
Uncle, what does it mean when your spouse tells you you are to clean the mess he has caused?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't want to be responsible for his actions. He's being childish.
Uncle, how do you define your woman buying a SIM card you don't even know the number? Oh, sorry, I lost that one. Kabute, please take it.
Mark Adams says, Uncle, how do you define your woman buying a SIM card you don't even know the number, but kept calling a particular guy with it and says they are just friends?
They are not just friends. They are not just friends. So if you bring people in to help the two of you work it out, they are not just friends.
From Kwabena, Uncle, but my fiance sees the colleague as a friend, but But he sees her as more than that. How do we deal with this? She's opting for a choice of leaving.
Wait, come again.
Uncle Ibu, my fiancé sees the colleague as a friend.
Sees her colleague?
Her colleague as a friend.
As a friend.
But he sees her as more than that.
Yes.
How do we deal with this? She's opting for a choice of leaving the work and applying somewhere else. I don't think it's a good one, but I don't also want to look like I am pushing her to this guy. Please, what should I do, or what will be your opinion on the best way to deal with this?
I get the impression that the two of you have been discussing this. Because if she's gotten to the point of offering to leave, then I'm sure the two of you have talked about this a bit, and it's not changing. So bring in outsiders. If you're part of a church, possibly a family or somebody from church, to help the two of you navigate through this treacherous waters.
Barnabas says, thanks for the advice, Uncle. You're a wise man. We thank God for your wisdom. How do you politely handle or avoid colleagues who like to share their sexual affairs and experiences, especially when you work in the same field together, also when they are senior colleagues and you don't want to make them feel bad?
Listen politely. Don't offer too many advice, because sometimes in offering the advice, that's when they come back for more.
Uncle, should our exes become our enemies?
I'm sure I know where this question came from. No, but limit your exposure to them. That is my point.
Enoch says, having too many female friends or your ex around as your friend is like keeping a chicken as a pet. You may eat it one day. Hashtag, men should cut that crap. We give too many excuses to fool around.
What's the name? Enoch, I think I'll take yours as the best comment for the day. The comment of the day. Charlie, the illustration is powerful. No, Enoch, you are spot on. I agree with you. All right, we'll take one more question and then we'll take a break and then come back.
What will you do if your girlfriend travels outside the country, meets the ex, makes love, and gets pregnant, and later tells you you are the one she loves and not the one she slept with?
All right. She may not be lying when she said that you are the one she still loves. Because you see, like I said, you remember the things we went through, the 20 points? She traveled. She was out of the country, possibly lonely. And this was Laimomo. And it's packed. Talk through it and see whether the two of you cannot find some accommodation. All right. We'll take a very short break, and then we'll be back with the rest of your questions.
Honey, I have laid the bed. Baby, honey, tomorrow I have a meeting. I have a business meeting tomorrow.
Sir? Oh, sweetheart. Here, take this.
Get the best-selling novels, The Deal, and Perfect Couple by Uncle White at 40 Ghana cedis each. Available at all Shell shops, selected bookshops, and total filling stations. For inquiries, call 050-554-6010 or WhatsApp 050-554-6030 for your copies.
Thought-provoking, motivational, inspirational, attitude, values, faith, soul-inspiring content, value for money.
You look
the magazine that reports on our values, attitudes, and faith for discerning people. Rover Report Monthly Magazine. Get your copies from all Shell shops, Total shops, and a supermarket near you. Or call 0302-231188 for subscription.
Well, thank you very much for staying with us. We are on the home stretch now, so let's take the remaining of your questions and then we'll call it a day. So, any more questions?
Yes, please.
All right.
From Mami Araba, Uncle, what do I do if the guy I'm dating breaks up with me and keeps coming back?
Oh, he too. Well, what's wrong with him? He goes and he comes back, and he goes and he comes back. Pray to God that the next time he breaks up with you, by the time he comes, there's somebody else there. So he will grow.
Uncle, this is Fafa. It's good to see you. I hardly get the chance to watch because of my work schedule. Just taking a peek and going back.
All right, Fafa. Good to hear from you.
From Sire. Uncle, please, what will you do if you find out your lady makes a lot of male friends and has an intimate relationship with them, including her ex? She easily confides in her ex whenever you two have a disagreement.
Well, I think the two of you will need somebody to help you. So make use of the family, make use of some mature friends you have, and make use of the church if you are part of a church.
Uncle, this is Mami Encore again. The lady who met the guy at the shop. She says,
my banker?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. She says, I advised him to open an account at where I work, and now he's saving half of his salary to start something on his own. I don't even know what to do because he's been talking to my mom. I feel he's real, but sometimes I feel he's just pretending. I wish I can trap him and see the real him.
Anthony Akuma, I'll make no comment to this. I think the first time I think I said a lot, and I'll leave it there.
From Denise, Uncle Ebo, again, how do you explain if your spouse can't pick up your call when she is with this particular guy, but says he is married, so you got nothing to be worried about?
You have a lot to be worried about. What is this? I said you are not safe with married people. Please. You have a lot to be worried about. So please address the issue again.
Nana, who asked about the girlfriend wanting to get pregnant before marriage.
Yes, the long distance people.
Yes, he says her problem is based on family myth that scares her of conceiving after she enters into the marriage.
Tell her to live in the modern world.
From Alfred. Uncle, unfortunately, I feel so bad about your answer to the lady dating a shop boy. Are we then to deduce from your reply that a man shouldn't do same even if there is genuine love? Are we to marry people only of our class?
A man can marry low. A man can marry below him. It will work. When a woman marries below her, it has serious problems. Serious problems. Men can marry below. A man who is a professor can marry an illiterate. It won't cause any trouble. Apart from the occasional embarrassment when the illiterate attempts to speak English at a party. But a woman marrying below her, it has a lot of issues. A lot of issues of ego. You know, he's going to feel insecure. Whenever you are even reasoning with him, he thinks you don't respect him, and then every now and then, okay, listen to this. When a man marries a woman whom he feels is above him, one day, he would be violent with her. Men don't always show appreciation for a woman who is above them. They put them down. That is the whole lesson from Othello. If you don't know what it is, go and read it. And to all the ladies there, I'm serious about this. Men can marry below because of our socialization. It won't make any difference. When a woman marries below, she is setting herself up for a life of misery and embarrassment and put downs. He's going to put you down. He's going to embarrass you. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Uncle, a friend went through his boyfriend's phone and read some messages which weren't healthy chats. She's done that twice. The first time he was angry, and the second time he broke up with her. This is not to say she doesn't trust him, but only needed clarification on what she saw. This is because they are always chatting, and her curiosity led her to do that. But he is thinking that it is lack of trust. My friend has apologized.
The boy doesn't deserve the trust the girl is giving him. What is this? You fill your phone with unhealthy, suggestive conversation with other people, and you say what? You are upset that your girl is asking you for clarification about this. It's not on. You are just being a bully. You are not trustworthy. If you are trustworthy, let's find things on your phone that are decent and that are okay. The things on your phone, can you let your pastor see it? Can you let your mother, your father see it? And if any of them will be all right with it, then they are not okay. No, the boy does not deserve trust. He should come up and rise up to the game. What is this? Don't bully the girl.
Uncle, please, how do you cope with a lady who has not said yes to your proposal, but asks questions whenever she sees you with other ladies and gets angry?
Perhaps that is why she hasn't said yes. Because she finds you surrounded with too many women and she's not too sure of you. So watch it. Watch your relationship with other people because it's standing in the way of she saying yes. She's not too sure of you.
Uncle, can a man be in love with 3 people? If no, how can I break up with them?
All right. Thank you very much for making me laugh this afternoon. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't think you really are serious with the question. I really don't think so. All right, are we done?
Says, women are just like this. Anytime a woman is richer than a man, the man is fake. But then if the table is turned around, it will be a different issue.
I won't make any comment on that. Right.
From Linda, in case you meet a man whom you don't really love, but you based on some of his good character and ended up marrying him, hoping you will love him, but up till now the love is still not coming, and it has become obvious to the man. In this case, what do you do? Wow.
Well, stay in there and suffer. Because what else can you do? Yes, any other questions?
Uncle, what do you do when your man thinks you have nowhere to go and you can't leave him because you showed him how much he means to you?
Yeah, that is always difficult. It means he's beginning to take you for granted. It also means that you are not living a full life. Start living a full life, and he will come to respect you more.
Uncle, Mr. In Love with 3 People is back. He says, I am in it. It's very true, and I want to get out. I just do not know how to say or go about that.
All right, Mr. 3 in 1. Yeah, Mr. Trinity. Yeah, Mr. Trinity. Look for help in church or among the elders in your family, and they will help you. Yeah, are we done?
Yes.
All right. Well, it's been an interesting engagement. I know that the conversation will continue. I realize that not all my answers have pleased everybody. But listen to this. The answers I give are genuine and sincere. You don't have to agree with me. But before you disagree with me, remember where I'm coming from. I come from 63 years of experience. So don't write off what I say just because you are too young to appreciate what I'm saying. And on that, I'd like to thank you for spending your time and your data and staying with me. Thank you to those who especially got others to like our page. May God keep all of us and protect us from doing anything that will be against our best selves. Thank you. See you next week. White. I am the CEO of Roman Productions, but I'm also very much